Hello, everyone, and peace of Christ to all of you. This is Christian Prince with you, and today we have a new topic. Actually, today I scheduled for two broadcasts, and I hope I will be able to do both. For this one now, I know not many people knows that I'm going to go live now, so there's a few people here, but it's fine. If you one of you send me a message in Facebook, sorry, in Skype, saying if you please can talk about the miracles of Prophet Muhammad, for the Muslims making a big fuzz about it, or like speaking too much about miracles of Muhammad. So today we will speak about those what they claim to be miracles, and we will have a nice discussion together and see if they are really true or not. However, please share the link with your friends. As I said, not many expect me to do a live podcast today, and I schedule another one which is going to speak about the temptation of Allah. It's going to be around I think 6 p.m. Germany time, and depend on your location, 6:30. So please invite your friends and let us discuss together this issue. You know, every person, he assume right away when we speak about religion that a prophet who claimed to be a prophet, he should be sponsored with kind of proves that he is a prophet. Now Muhammad have none of those miracles, and we are going to prove it very easy. And as usual, we will not use any source to prove Muhammad not to be a prophet or not to have miracles. We will use only Islamic resource, only, we will not use the Bible, we will not use Hindu books, Buddha books, we will not use, we will use only Islamic source, and you will see from their source that Muhammad has no prophecy or no miracles. I searched in the internet, like just type in Google miracles of a Prophet Muhammad, and I found this website, miracles of the Prophet Muhammad, and then you go down and you will see it's written by Abu Ibrahim, the father of Ibrahim. Muslims believe that God has sent many prophets throughout history to guide humanity. That's weird, because according to Islam, Allah, he sent many prophets and none of them was able to guide anyone, and their books is gone. So, and you ask the Muslims why the books of those prophets are gone, they will say because Allah was not interested to protect his books. So you send prophets to guide or to misguide, because if you allow people to corrupt your book, you are giving another tool for the devil. If you are not a devil, I mean Allah, if he is not the devil, he is given a more powerful tool to deceive people. So why you are doing that? It's better not to send a prophet and not to send a book unless you are going to protect the words is going to be delivered by the prophet, so nobody can play around with it. But the Muslims, they believe strongly that 124,000 prophets was sent by Allah, and none of them his books is reserved except the book of Quran. And then if we examine the Quran, we will find in less than 5 minutes that the whole Quran is gone, and what is left today is not even the Quran. However, if you read the articles of Muslims, you will see how funny it is. They taught people about pure greed of belief in the one God. And always the Muslims, they make a big title about one God. We worship one God. I find it the most silly, stupid thing even to be proud about worshiping one God. Let us say somebody he worship 10 gods, and you worship one God. So are you saying you are better than him? No, you are not, because if there is 10 gods, then he is the true and you are not. You are false. I don't know if you are getting my point. Let us say there is somebody who believe in there is 1 billion God, not one God, and then we find out that there is 1 billion God. So what the point of saying one God? The point is, if it is true or not, who care about the numbers? And then if we examine the Quran, we will find that Allah himself in the Quran says that he have people of his kind. Allah is not a unique, like he says none like Allah. This is a verse he copied from the Old Testament, that nothing like God. But in the same time, if you go in the Quran, you will find Muhammad saying, which supposedly Allah talking, saying that if Allah want to take a wife or a girlfriend, he will take from his kind. You know, how you have a kind, you know, if you are unique, if you are the only true God, if you are no one like you, how you say from ourself, how you say you will take a partner from yourself? I mean, this is impossible, because to take a partner, it's possible, and then from ourselves, that is impossible unless you are many. If you go here, let us see. لو أردنا أن نتخذ لهوا لاتخذناه من لدنا إن كنا فاعلين. The word lahu is a word mean women, which mean fun. You know, the Arab, they always insult women in the time of Muhammad, to the point Muhammad himself, he liked it and he called women fun, you know, and this is a sign of disrespect, because women should be called by their names, not what they present to you. So you did not see in the women anything except the fun. Are we talking about a hooker, a prostitute, a stripper? So this is how the Quran present women. So the women are lahwan. If we wanted to take a partner, which is a woman, lahwan, for fun, we will take from ladunna, from our kind, from our bloodline. So how Allah is the only one and no one like him, and there's none like him, and none, he don't have a family, he don't have parents, he don't have sons, he don't have children, and then he says such a silly, stupid thing. And what do you mean if we want to take a partner? I mean, I thought Muslims, they say Allah have no partners. Yes, they say that. They say actually here he's saying he don't have a partner. He said, but if he like to have a partner, I mean, this is even more silly. How you are even giving me the possibility that you might have a partner if you wish, which means the possibility is exist, but you don't feel like doing it. That's all what the verse is saying. And you know what, just to show you that we are not making things up, this is a chapter 21 verse number 17. We can go and see the interpretation. 21:17. Let us do that, because you know the Muslim, they will say it doesn't say that, it doesn't mean that, you are lying, you know the Abdul. Please post the link around with your friends in Facebook, Twitter, etc., so we can get more people here. None is expecting me to do live broadcast now, but finally I get like a quiet time because there's a lot of people around me, and all of them, they are really loving, good people. But you know, in order to do live broadcast, you have to have some privacy. Even though all of them, they knew really what I do and they support what I do, but you need some quiet time. Had we desired to find some diversion, that which provide diversion in the way of a partner or a child, we would have found it with ourselves from among the beautiful-eyed houris or the angels. Like look at his, from ourselves. Do you see it, guys? This is the Muslim Abdul translation, which always is based in deception, trying to defend Islam. How Allah will find a partner from ourselves? Explain that to me. So we worship the only true one God, but Allah, the true God, he says, if I want to take a girlfriend, we will take it from ourselves. If Allah only is one God and he will take a partner from ourselves, the only way I can accept that is the same as Shaitan. According to Muslims, he lay eggs by having sex with himself. According to Muslims, when the Quran says أَتُتَّخِذُونَهُ وَذُرِّيَّتَهُ, are you going to take him and his offspring as protectors and friends? And that was for the Shaitan. So they ask how Shaitan can have offspring. Muhammad, the genius, he come with the idea, and the Muslims after him, that Shaitan have a penis in the right thigh of his leg, and he have a vagina in the left thigh of his leg. So when he wanna have sex, he just shake his legs and this go, and if that, excuse my language, I'm just saying to you what it says. And now Allah is saying that if I want to take a partner, I will take it from ourselves. And he continues saying, who are they, those ourselves? And the Muslim here, they will say to you, oh, hold on. This is the interpretation. You know, you Muslims are really a bunch of crazy. If we give interpretation by ourselves, you say you have no right. If we show you your scholars, which you accept them to be official scholars to explain the Quran to you, which you learn the Quran meaning from them, you say to them, he is a scholar. This is not Allah. No, Allah saying that. It says in Arabic, لو أردنا أن نتخذ لهوا لاتخذناه من لدنا. It's exactly what it says. Found it with ourselves. This is not even interpretation yet. This is a translation. For this is what it says in Arabic. And then Allah, he continues saying, supposedly, from among the beautiful eyed houris. Okay, hold on. You ask the Muslims, is the houris, are they have a flesh of a human and they have a shape of a human, and you Muslims will have sex with them? They will say yes. Okay, how Allah will take a partner with a human if he is not a human? I mean, what is it stupid to say I'm going to marry a machine, as an example? Is it stupid to say I'm going to marry a tree? In order to have you, here we are talking about the women for sex, in order to have a children from her. So if Allah is not a man, how God have sex with a woman? Are you guys getting my point? If there's anyone is not understanding what I'm saying, if I am from different nature, you see, I can understand that a horse can have sex with donkey and then they can get a mule. Now the mule Muhammad, he come to us with ideas nobody can understand, because this is stupid. How God will have sex with the beautiful eyed houri when the beautiful eyed houri is a female woman who have a flesh of a human? The only difference is she is so white and she is a transparent like a jellyfish, which is very ugly and disgusting. Imagine you have a wife, you can see the shit in her belly. Excuse my language. Sometimes I have to say it as it is to show you how silly this idea is. Imagine your wife, she just ate a hamburger and you see the hamburger moving in her stomach. I mean, that's crazy, you know. The only benefit of this is, you know, like it's easier to find diseases and problems, and even you can see through their bones. But anyway, this is our topic. So here we find you know, this stupid statement said by Allah, that he, if he want to take a partner, he will take it from ourselves. That's mean there is from ourselves people who they are equal to Allah to be partner, because God will not partner with someone is not equal. You see, partnership cannot be happen between, you know, no one and someone very important. Partnership is about, you know, like a group or one, or you know, like one go join a group, or two, or you know, or 1 + 1 like 2 at least. They are equal to be in partner. If I say this guy is my partner, it's mean we are equal in the ownership. And here we are talking about ownership of what? Partner of what? Ownership of the universe, the galaxies, the power. How Allah can be partner with a woman, and he is calling this woman ourselves, and then he continues saying, or angels, and then he says, but we do not do so because we never desire it. This is even more stupid, because you do it, you don't do it, it doesn't matter. You just gave us that you are fit for such a partnership, and it is an option, but all what you need is a desire. The partner is exist, you are exist. All what we need is agreement of partnership. It's possible, but I don't feel like doing it. This is what it says. But this is mean that Islam destroyed already by one verse, for Allah cannot be one. And again, the Jews believe God is one, the Christian believe that God is one, the old Egyptian believe God is one. So what? I mean, this is stupid. I mean, those who worship Satan, they believe God is Satan and he's one. So that will not make them following any good religion. So Islam is very easy to destroy and to break into pieces, and nobody can glue it back. All what you need is just knowledge and connecting the information together, and you will see how easy to make Islam in this ability. Now we go back to the article. Ways to worship him. how to lead righteousness lives, keeping in mind our purpose in life. Guys, just go in the news right now and see how many people killed in the name of Allah just in the last 24 hours. I mean, the purpose of life in Muslims, for Muslims, is what? We can go right now in the Quran and we examine the purpose of life. The purpose of life for a Muslim is to kill everybody who don't believe in Islam. As simple as that. What purpose of life? What is the purpose of life in Muslims? To worship Allah and kill his enemies. So they try to present to you Islam in a nice, like, you know, if you remember my debate with the head of the Shia, Sheikh Hisham al-Husseini from Michigan. He's an Iraqi sheikh, and he is the consultant of George Bush at the time of George Bush. What an idiot George Bush to hire him, give him a big salary. In the beginning of my debate, he was saying we are friends and we are brothers and sisters. And now, you know, me, myself, I visited Christians, and in Iraq, we are neighbors. All the garbage, you know. After I start asking him questions about Islam, he threatened me. And not only that, he says, time will come and we will enter Jerusalem and we will cleanse. You know what cleanse means? We will kill you all. We will cleanse people like you, the Zionist. The second you say the truth, the Muslims accuse you to be a Zionist. You are a Jew. In the best scenario, you are a Hindu. So they have faces. The Muslims are people of faces. They have articles speaking of nothing truth, and always they're presenting things to you in a way which is not truthful. So what is our, you know, we can go right now, the Quran and the Hadith. If we go like in a second, I'm not going to take a long, so we can go back to our topic. If we go back here in the Hadith, you will see the Hadith saying the purpose of life for a Muslim, the best Muslims, not only the purpose of life, this is the purpose of life for the best of the Muslims, which means a true Muslim. The rest, if they are not doing this purpose, they are fake Muslims. Read with me carefully. You are the best of people ever, raised up for the benefit of mankind. Chapter 3 verse 110. The Muslims, they say, oh, the Bible says that the Jews, they think they are the favorite people of God. You know, you copy the same thing, you put it in your Quran, but in an ugly way. And now Muslims are the best of mankind to do what exactly? And look here between two brackets, the Abdul, he put it in two brackets because simply it is not there, the benefit. The word benefit is not there. This is a fabrication of the translator. However, let us go with it. The benefit of mankind. When you see the word benefit of mankind, you think, man, those Muslims are going to be the benefit of mankind and they will be very peaceful, loving, blah, 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 blah. But then it says, the best for mankind are those who bring them with the chains around their necks till they embrace Islam, and thereby save them from the eternal punishment of the hellfire and make them enter Jannah hereafter. So the Muslim duty is to go in war with you. Either you die in the war with him, killing you, or he bring you like a dog, put a leech around your head, around your neck, and he force you to convert to Islam, and by this he is saving you from hellfire. So when you read an article saying the benefit, I mean, what is the purpose of a life for a Muslim? Yes, what the purpose of life Muslim? Go and see in the mosque what they pray. Cursing the Jews, cursing the Christians, cursing the Hindus, cursing the atheists, cursing everybody. That is the purpose. Your prayer, my friend, your prayer, present to us the purpose of your religion. And your prayer is evil. The Muslims, he pray 5 times a day. First thing in the morning, he say, Allah, please don't make us the same as the lost Christians and the cursed Jews. Like, just say good morning first. And the funny, they say to us that you have an Islamophobia. It's the Muslims have a phobia. Cannot you start your day without cursing us? Then we go back. Let us go down, avoid this garbage here speech, to see the miracles of the Quran or Muhammad. Look at this. Look at this. The madness of the Muslims when they say the miracles. What is the title of the article? What is the title? Miracles of a Prophet Muhammad. So supposedly everything we will see here is a miracle of Muhammad. But look what happened here. They start saying splitting the moon. Well, is that a miracle of Muhammad? Why did Muhammad say the moon split? Here, moon split and the moon split? To make it simple, imagine I was exist in the time of Moses, and the sea split, and I witnessed that. Is that make it my miracle? Guys, do you understand what I'm saying? I hope my funny English is clear for you. By the way, the Muslims, they don't have anything to say to me except, Christian Prince, your English is funny. I mean, okay, they speak to you, they say to you, you don't know Arabic. So what we would do now, if you want to debate them about Islam, they say, oh, you do not know Arabic. If you do not know Arabic, you cannot talk about it. Okay, I am an Arab. My Arabic is my first language, and I speak Arabic. So what the problem now? Your English is funny. Zakir Naik, he have no English, funny English. Brother, you know, you open your umbrella. So here we will find something very funny and very silly, and this is telling us that Muslims not only fabricate stories, they are pointing their fingers at things Muhammad have nothing to do with it. Why? Because even the Quran says the moon is split. The Quran did not say Allah split the moon. Let us assume for the sake of argument that the moon is split, which is absolutely funny, stupid story. Muhammad, he was terrified when he saw the eclipse of the moon. The guy, you can go and search in the hadith and you will see, just type the word eclipse and you will see how Muhammad act like a crazy each time he see the eclipse. For he think that this is the judgment day. He terrified the people and he scared them in order to make them believe in him that he's a prophet. If we go in the Quran, let us see the story of the moon splitting. اقتربت الساعة وانشق القمر, which is a poetry Muhammad he took from Imru al-Qais. If you have my second book, Quran and Science, or if you have it in German, you know, it's right now available in German. You can get it from Amazon.de. If you got my books, you will see the origin of this poetry. This is a section of a poetry made by a guy. His name Imru al-Qais, and it was a woman he saw in the night time. He says the judgment day and the moon, you know, split. As simple as that. Muhammad, he took it. He changed one word in the line, and here he said, اقتربت الساعة وانشق القمر. Let us read the Muslim translation. Chapter 54, verse number 1. The hour is nigh, and the moon a cleft asunder. Where is the miracle of Muhammad? I mean, you see, intelligence is a gift from God. Do you Muslims have intelligence? It looks like the second you follow Islam, you became a fool. Even the verse itself says nothing about a miracle. Or what it says that the stupid Muhammad, he said the judgment day is near, very near, and the moon split. He is reporting what he saw. So where is the miracle? Same time, Muhammad here, he provides us with a false prophecy, because the word iqtarabat is not near. The word iqtarabat is like it's here. This is like when he is speaking about the moon split asunder, that he is saying the judgment day started. What the purpose of splitting the moon then? He said clearly what is the purpose. It is judgment day sign. It's not about making you believe in a miracle. No, he said in the verse what is the purpose of the moon splitting. It is the judgment day. So Muhammad, he saw the eclipse, he thought that this is judgment day and blah 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 blah. But all of us, we knew. And the Muslim, they post for you a picture from NASA for a valley in the moon, and they say, see, this is the crack. My friend, it says a split. You know what split means? Split became two pieces, and the Quran never said it came back together. And if the moon split two pieces, the moon will be destroyed in a second. and most likely the earth will be destroyed, because one part of the moon is going to be grabbed by the earth, and maybe the other part will be grabbed by the sun. So the moon will disappear, the earth will be destroyed. It's a stupid statement from a stupid prophet who have no idea what is happening. Same time, how you can make it a miracle if it's providing a false statement, false prophecy? If I say to you now, let us say we have eclipse, and I say to you, you know, by the way, there's many Christians who they are false, they have false teaching. I'm not saying they are false, they have false teaching because they've been deceived, you know, like people, they keep saying to them, like, you know, if you remember, like just 2 months ago, the number, etc., and they start calculating, and the judgment day, and the bloody moon, and all this garbage, you know. So they take verses from the Bible, they make it sound like something they want you to believe, and then they say to you, this is what's happening. And then what happened? Those people, they serve the devil. Why? Because when you believe in them and those things never happen, then you will lose your faith. And this is the whole purpose of the devil, trying to deceive you. God will not tell us when it's going to happen. And the Muslims, they say to us, oh, Jesus do not know even when the judgment day is going to come. Jesus never said that. If you read the same page the Muslims they quote from, you will see Jesus tell us exactly how is going to happen. When? That is very simple, not to be told, because God will not tell any man about when, for he will come the same as a thief, as the Bible described. So people will not be prepared, only the believers will be prepared. If God gave you a date for the judgment day, everybody will repent an hour before or 5 minutes before. The porn stars, the drug dealers, the child molesters, everybody. So there is a wisdom behind not to tell when the judgment day. But Muhammad here, he just announced the judgment day. So this is a false statement, and the Quran proving it to be false. How? If we go in the Quran, you will see Allah saying that Muhammad have no miracles, and not only this, he will never have a miracle. Read carefully with me. وَمَا مَنَعَنَا أَن نُرْسِلَ بِالْآيَاتِ إِلَّا أَن كَذَّبَ بِهَا الْأَوَّلُونَ. Okay, what is that? Never anything made us refrain from sending miracles, except that former generations refused to believe in them, which is absolutely false. It's a false excuse from a false prophet. Chapter 17, verse number 59. Read with me carefully. And this is the Muslim translation. And we refrain from sending the signs only because the man of a former generations treated them as false. That's absolutely garbage. But the important for us that Allah, he announced that he refrained from sending miracles. When? In the time of Muhammad. So how the Muslims, they say to us Muhammad had miracles? That means they are accusing their God to be a stupid God who announced loud and clear that he refrained from sending miracles. If you read carefully with me, and then Allah, he said to us, we sent to the she camel to the Thamud to open their eyes, but they treated her wrongly. I mean, look at this stupid silly story. It's a legend. The Arab believe that some people, they ask a prophet who is a pagan prophet to bring them a sign from his God, and they told him, can you make this rock deliver a camel, and she is pregnant with 10-month camel? What? The rock, I mean, look at the funny, what kind of request this request is. And look how funny. Allah, he made their request happen. A rock giving a birth to a camel, or the rock became a camel. But yet in the case of Muhammad, Allah refrained. Okay, what about the miracles of Jesus? Who is Thamud? Those people are not exist. According to the Quran, Allah destroyed them all. So what is the excuse of saying that people of Thamud did not believe in it. Okay, well, what about the Christians? Christians believe, all of them, in the miracle of Jesus. The Jews believe in the miracles of all the prophets who they are exist in the Torah. The Messianic Jews, they believe in the miracle of Jesus and the miracle of the Torah. So it is a big fat lie, and we are the majority in this world. You know, Christianity is the biggest and the fastest growing faith ever in history. Few months ago, I was in China, and I could not believe it, how China is transforming so fast to a Christian country, to the point the government of China do not know what to do with it. China, in less than 20 years, is not going to be a communist country, is going to be a Christian country. So where is the people who did not believe in the miracles? If you are the same God of the Christians as the Muslims claim, and why in the time of Muhammad, God of Islam refrain? I mean, that's it. Now you refrain, make 1, 2, 3 miracles. I mean, come on. Especially the Quran says, if you remember the story of Cain and Abel, the story of Qayin and Habil, in that story, وَإِتْلُ عَلَيْهِمْ نَبَأِ ابْنَ آدَمَ بِالْحَقِّ إِذْ قَرَّبَا قُرْبَانًا فَتَقَبَّلَ مِنْ أَحَدَهُمَا وَلَمْ يَتَقَبَّلَ مِنَ الْآخَرِ. Okay, so here Allah is saying to Muhammad, tell them the story. Tell them the stories of the children of Adam. Okay, what happened? If you see in the children of Adam story, you will see how Allah, He give you a sign. This is the first human being. Allah, according to Muslims, He taught all the believers how He can tell you if this is accepted or rejected, which means even a prophet, how he is accepted or rejected. So you make an offering. If we go in the Quran here, let us go to the verse so you can see the reference from this English, German, whatever translation. In chapter 5, verse number 27, if we go and see again, guys, as you see, I don't make my own interpretation for the verses, so Muslim will not say, oh, he's making you false interpretation. We don't do that. This is what the Muslims do. Chapter 5, verse number 27, we go to the interpretation website. All right. Tafsir al-Jalalain. And recite to them, O Muhammad, to the people, the story and the tale of the two sons of Adam, Abel and Cain, truthfully, bilhaq, which means truthfully, bilhaq, is, you know, so here he is telling them, okay, tell them the story. Okay, what the story? Let's see. How they, each one of them offered a sacrifice to God, which is in the in the case of Abel was a ram, and the case of Cain's was some green crops, and it was accepted from one of them, namely Abel, when the fire came down from heaven and consumed his offering, and not accepting from the other. Okay, so now what we learn from this? What we learn from the Quran, that if you, let us say, me and you, we have an argument, and the story here, by the way, about Cain and Abel's, in case you do not know, according to those stupid Muslims, sorry, I have to use the stupid Muslims. I mean, how you can believe in this garbage? According to Abdul, Cain and Abel's, each one of them, when his mother, she gave birth to them, they are twin, but a twin, one boy and one girl. And Adam, according to the story, he used to marry the female of this twin to the male of the other twin. So like it's a change. and I don't know what the purpose. I mean, still at the end of the day, they are sisters and brothers. I mean, twin or not a twin, who care? But supposedly it's haram, haram. And look how silly it is. And then when Abel, he have a sister, and Cain, he have a sister, but Cain, he did not like to marry the sister of Cable, which means the twin of Abel, because she have a cross-eyed. And look how silly, stupid this story. Then they have a fight over which sister each one of them would have, the one with the cross eye or with the one with the fine eyes. Then Allah inspired Adam to tell his children to provide a qurban, which means a sacrifice. And you see here the sacrifice, the Muslim, they say that sacrifice, so many articles, it's a pagan practice. Christianity practice paganism. Look at you. According to Islam, the first man exists in this earth. Allah told him to do sacrifice, not Abraham. And the sacrifice is to prove who he accept who. As you see here is a sign of acceptance, like, okay, you make a sacrifice and you make a sacrifice, and the one I approve, I take his sacrifice. The one I disapprove, I reject his sacrifice. And look what happened here. Abel, he did give a ram, as you see. It was a ram, which means a bloodshed. In the case of Cain, he was obviously vegetarian, so he provided Allah some zucchini and cucumber, and obviously it was not accepted. But how the acceptance happened? Allah, he sent the fire from the sky. For it was accepted from one of them, namely from Abel, when a fire came down from the heaven and consumed his offering. Okay, so how Allah proved to us supposedly that he accepts something? By sending a fire consuming the offering of the person who give it, not someone else. So let us say I want to show you that I'm a prophet of God. You say to me, okay, do, because this is how Allah he wanted. Make an offering, and if God send a fire from heaven, consume what you provided, that means you are sent by God. As simple as that. That's what the verse is saying. If you go in the Quran, you will see the funny Muhammad, by making such a statement, telling such a story, he put himself in the corner. In chapter 3, verse 183, الذين قالوا إن الله عهد إلينا ألا نؤمن لرسول حتى يأتينا بقربان تأكله قل قد جاءكم رسول من قبل بالبينات etc. Read this read. Those who say, and those are supposedly the Jews, chapter 3, verse number 83, they said Allah took our promise not to believe in any messenger, unless he showed us a sacrifice consumed by fire from heaven. Now, did those people do wrong? No, I just showed you that this is Allah's choice. This is how he made it to Cain and Abel's since the time of Noah. And here they are saying, okay, well, we have no problem to accept you as a messenger, but yet you have to provide us with the clear evidence which Allah himself agree with. What is the clear evidence? We showed you the story of Cain and Abel. So look what Muhammad said to them. Allah said to Muhammad, say, there come to you messenger before me with the clear signs, and even with that you ask for, like, what the heck? And then Muhammad continued doing poo-poo. Then why did ye slay them if ye speak the truth? Like, what the hell? What's wrong with this guy? He just admitted that the one they are asking for is agreed by Allah, because Allah himself, he sent those signs, including the one you are asking for. Which one? Which mean you make an offering, and God, he sent a fire to consume it. If he does, then you are a prophet of God. What Muhammad, he said, yes, yes, Allah, you know, yes, Allah, he sent miracles like those, and even the one you asked for, like with me, the fire. But so why you killed the prophet before me? What, this is not the topic now. And I challenge the Muslim to tell me and count for me the names of the prophet the Jews they slay. I mean, how stupid Muhammad is to say such a statement. Any Muslim can show me one prophet he was being killed by the Jews. You Muslim, you claim that Jesus was not killed. Who is else then? That's it. Anyone else? The book of fiction, the Quran, have time to tell me about a story of an ant warning the ants that if you don't hide, the army of Suleiman is going to crush you. And now you are telling me that the Jews, they slaughter prophets and you don't mention it? If we read the whole Quran, where we can find the story of a prophet of God was slaughtered by the Jews? Who's that? Yes, do you understand what I'm saying? So in this verse, it confirmed that it is a sign required by Allah that if somebody claimed to be something, to be a messenger, he have to give an offering, and then Allah, he sent a fire to consume the offering of this prophet or self-acclaimed prophet. If the fire did not come, that's mean he is a false prophet. So Muhammad, he agreed. Okay, yes, Allah, he said that. Okay, but why you killed the prophet? What does this have to do with this? And who are the prophet who been killed? If this is Allah, what he required to approve, because anyone can claim to be a prophet, so how we will know it's you? In the time of Muhammad, according to Muslims, there was at least 8 to 9 people who claimed to be prophets. One of them is very famous. He, you know, the Muslim, they call him Musaylama, and his wife, she claimed to be a prophet too. It's a great business to claim a prophet in that time at that time, and actually any time now. If you claim to be a prophet and you get some stupid idiot believe in you, you will make a lot of money. You will have a good life. When you agree that this is the way to prove that you are a prophet, so what the problem? Can't Allah do a simple thing? Put a chicken for him in the table and say, Allah, if I am a prophet, send your fire to consume it. People, they will see it, and people will say, okay, here we go. See, we proved to you. What do you want more? Always Muhammad, when they ask him for a miracle, he ran away. So what is written in this article, I have no idea where they came from, what this is about. Splitting the moon was not split, and it's not even reporting that Muhammad split the moon, or even Allah. It was a sign of Judgment Day. Isra and Mi'raj. What Isra and Mi'raj? Muhammad, he went to the 7-11 heaven in the top of a flying mule, and his wife, she said he went in his dream. He went in a dream. How we can call this is a miracle if there's no witnesses for a miracle? Who saw Muhammad go into the 7-11 heaven? Which is the story, the most amazing stupid story. God sending a mule to carry him, and this mule is white, wearing a bracelet, and very sexy. What is that? So they are counting for us miracles. They are very funny. Read this one. Food. Once one of Muhammad's companions invited him to and a few others to meal that could feed a smaller group. The Prophet accepted the invitation, and to the host, this called thousands of his companions to join him in the meal. What? Look how silly the story. A guy, he invited Muhammad for a meal, and he invited thousands, like I'm quoting, thousands. Okay, why you invite thousands if you cannot feed them? Okay, hold on. Yet Muhammad personally served all of them from a small dish until one eat his fill. Anyone notice what's happening here? The Muslims are trying to copy a miracle done by Jesus, feeding thousands of people, claiming Muhammad he did the same. But where we can find this in the Quran? Okay, I have a question to the Abdul. Why the same miracle exists in the Quran, speaking about Jesus doing it, and the Quran never mentioned the same miracle of Muhammad? To make it simple, the Quran speak about the same miracle but done by Jesus. وإذا قال الحواريون يا عيسى ابن مريم هل يستطيع ربك أن ينزل علينا مائدة من السماء قال اتقوا الله إن كنتم مؤمنين. Okay, what this verse speaking of? Chapter 5 verse 112. Actually, even the chapter is called the chapter of the table, the chapter of the feast. You know, the feast, sorry, the chapter of the feast, which means he gave them a feast, he feed them. Why this miracle, amazing miracle, is not mentioned in the Quran when it's come to Muhammad? Is it important to mention a miracle done by Jesus 600 years ago about feeding a couple of thousands of people, but it's not important to mention the same exact miracle done by Muhammad? People, do you understand what I'm saying? Why we cannot find this miracle in the Quran? And the answer is very simple. This is a false fiction story written long after Muhammad, trying to copy the life of Jesus. The same story here. And by the way, if you read the story interpretation, you will see that Jesus, Allah, he sent him 5 whales in 5 sandwiches. 5 whales in 5 sandwiches. All my life I wanted to eat a sandwich of whale. Big, huge whale. Thousands of kilograms. Some stories they say 7 sandwiches. And you can find that in the interpretation, by the way. So why Allah he did not mention the same story, the same miracle of Muhammad in the Quran? The miracle of Jesus, which is the same exact miracle of Muhammad, is mentioned in the Quran, but the miracle of Muhammad, who is the most important prophet for the moment, because now this is the book of Muhammad. This is a book is made to make us believe in Muhammad, and yet you are mentioning to me a story about a person who exists 600 years before Muhammad, and you don't mention the same miracle done by the same prophet. The only answer for that this is a fabrication added long after to the hadith, and there is no roots of it. Otherwise it should be in the Quran. Especially we see that the Quran mentioning the same story about Jesus. If we go here, Jesus, son of Mary, said, O God, our Lord, send down upon us a table from heaven, that it shall be that the day of its standing down shall be celebration for us, which is okay. So Jesus says, send the table, Allah send the table. Muhammad, he made the same miracle according to the Abdul. We cannot find it in the Quran. Why? Obviously, it's a story. Muslims trying to copy it from the Bible, claiming that Muhammad he can do the same as Jesus. But we just showed you the Quran says clearly, Muhammad, Allah is God. He refrained from sending miracles. If you go in the Quran and you search for the word miracle, you will find tons of verses in the Quran that people they keep asking Muhammad for a proof by a miracle, and he have, No proof. All those verses in front of us speak of that. Chapter 6, verse number 37. You can read any translation, by the way. I'm not picking, and just Yusuf Ali is the most popular, but all of them, they are a bunch of liars when they translate. Read with me, please. Chapter 6, verse number. They said, why has not portent been sent down upon him from his Lord? Say, Lu, Allah has able to send down a miracle, but most of them know not. I mean, what the point of this be? They are asking you to send a miracle. Why his God, if he is a prophet, why his God don't send a miracle? Allah says, okay, hold on, Lu Allah able to send down. He's able. Is that really what they are looking for? What is the proof? And most of them, they do not know that he is able. This is not the question. This is a stupid excuse. And then Muhammad, he continued to explain to them why Allah is not sending miracles. He said, there is not an animal in earth, nor a flying creature flying on two wings, but they are people like you. What? Yeah, and Allah, he gave them the Quran, and they gathered the Quran and they did not neglect anything. What does that mean? I mean, how stupid this statement is. People, they are asking me for a miracle. I say to them, all the cockroaches are people like you. Brother Fitter, some of the Arab, they asked the Prophet Muhammad, they said to him, okay, if you are truly prophet, how come you don't have a miracle from Allah? He said, Allah told me to tell you that there is many community, they are cockroaches, they are people like you. Cockroaches, fleas, cucumber, every creature in this earth, they are people like you, and they worship Allah, and they were never neglect the book. What does have to do with this? People are asking you for a miracle. You tell me that pigs are people like me, and cockroaches people like you, and cats and dogs are people. What does have to do with the topic? Muhammad, and like in those scam you see today, when they lie about any question you ask them, it's the same. Ask any Muslim who claim to be a scholar, but none of them even knows how to even to read two words in the Quran. Why Muhammad is doing this? They give you 1 hour answer, but the answer does not include answer for the question. They speak about everything except the topic, and this is exactly. They are saying why Allah don't send him a miracle. You say to them, Allah is able, and then you say to them, cockroaches are people like you. Chickens, they are people like you. And not only that, they did not, and they will gather in the judgment day. Imagine Allah will judge between two chickens. Actually, there's a hadith where Muhammad, he claimed that Allah will judge in the judgment day between two goats. Two goats. How you can judge between two goats? One have a horn and the other one does not have a horn. Once I asked a Muslim, is Allah is going to judge the mosquitoes for drinking my blood? He said yes. What? And if you think about it, you will think that those Muslims are very spiritual and peaceful. They drink literally blood of people in the war. Actually, there's a book taught right now as we speak in Al-Azhar University about how to eat an ex-Muslim and how to eat a kafir. That one of them you can cook, and the other one is lawful for you to eat him raw without cooking. All the Quran, tons of verses is speaking of one thing, that Muhammad has no miracles. ويقولون لو أنزل عليه آية من ربه. And look how funny this verse here. I find this verse is the most funny one between all the verses speaking about Muhammad. Why Muhammad don't have a miracle? Look what Allah said. Supposedly Allah talking, not Muhammad. Take a note. Chapter 10, verse number 20. And they say, not will say, stupid translation, if only a miracle were sent down upon him from his Lord, then say, O Muhammad, the unseen belong to Allah, so wait, Lu, I am waiting with you. Guys, wait, a miracle is coming, okay, and I'm waiting with you. Allah saying that? Allah saying to Muhammad to tell them, wait, and I am waiting with you. Wait for what? For the miracle. Okay, why you don't do it? What are you waiting for? And this is a total contradiction for the other verse where it says that Allah he refrained from sending miracles. How you say in one verse that you are refraining from sending miracles, and the other verse you say to them, wait, it's coming, it's in the shipping, the shipping is late. Which one of them is the one we should believe? The one that says we refrain from sending miracles, and you say when you say we refrain, that's mean that's it, we made a decision, that's it, and we gave you the reason. So how you say here we refrain, and the other one you say, oh wait, I'm waiting with you? What a stupid cult. So you know, always when a Muslim he speak about his cult, take into consideration that the Abdul himself who is speaking, making article, is an idiot who do not know what he's talking about. For Muslims, always when they write about the religion, they say to you, Allah knows best, because nobody knows what Islam is about. It's a shish kebab, falafel, hummus, shawarma, but it's an ugly food. Like I wish it was shawarma, at least it is delicious. I wish it was hummus, at least it's food, it's good food. So wait, and I am waiting with you. Now we go to the article back. So because we don't want to miss any miracle. Water, miracle of water, what is that? When Muhammad and his companion were once traveling, their water supply ran out. According to one of their companions, the Prophet had a small container of water which he put in his hand, and the water started spouting out between his fingers like a spring. Look at this. Okay, I want to believe in this miracle, Abdul, where we can find it in the Quran, and if it is not there, why? Why the miracle of the camel of a prophet we never heard of is in the Quran? Why Sulaiman speaking or listening to the ants is there? Why Sulaiman he have a minister who is a bird looking for women have hair no legs is there? Why the story of the magical ring, the seven sleepers, all the silly stuff is there, but such an amazing miracle, the same as the previous miracle, the same as the previous miracle, the same as the previous miracle, is not in the Quran? Why such an amazing thing is not in the Quran? Allah have time to count for us miracles we never heard of, about prophets we never heard of too, but he have no time to write it in the Quran to tell us. Imagine Muhammad, such a thing happened to him. That's amazing, astonishing. A person he have little water between his hand and thousands of people. And look here, anyhow, we were 1,500. We were what? 1,500 people. They drank from little water between the hand of Muhammad. And such an amazing miracle is not in the Quran. The answer is very simple. For it is a fiction. It is a lie. Healing the sick. Muhammad, he healed the sick. Do you remember, guys, the story of a guy, his brother, he have a problem with he's sick. Muhammad, he ordered him to drink honey. And when Muhammad, he ordered him to drink honey, the guy, he came after 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. And each time he said to him, my brother, getting worse, getting worse, getting worse. And then Muhammad, he screamed at him to the point he scared the hell of him. I said, okay, are you going to kill me? He said to him literally that, you know, your brother stomach is telling a lie, and the prophet, he told, and Allah, sorry, and Allah told the truth. The guy is dying, and then the Muslim, they said, and the guy never came back because his brother was healed. Muhammad, he healed. Muhammad, he died, and he could not heal himself. If we go here, we will find that Muhammad, he died in a pain, very powerful pain, which caused by a poison. The prophet, in his element in which he died, used to say, "O Aisha, I still feel the pain caused by the food I ate at Khaybar. And at this time, I feel as if my aorta is being cut off from that poison." The hadith report that Muhammad, he asked the woman, why you did that to me? She said, according to Muslims, that she said to herself, okay, if he is a prophet of God, Allah will save him. If he is not, he will die. According to Muslims, that when Muhammad, he ate from the goat before he started, the goat, which is cooked, spoke to Muhammad, says, don't eat me, I'm poisoned. And obviously that is a lie, because many report that Muhammad, when he ate from the poison, a guy who was there, who is very well known, like let us say a tribal medicine, he made an injury in his neck in order to make him bleed from where the poison go through, which is his throat. And he made him bleed, and then they wrap it with the fabric to stop the bleeding in order to get rid of the poison, but obviously it did not work. And here we go. As you see, Muhammad, he died, and his aorta is cutting off, as he claimed. Is the Muslims going to claim that Muhammad is lying here? This is not how he died? Are you going to say that your prophet is being a liar? Or you will say he thought? Remember, if you say he thought, that means all the medicine Muhammad, he claimed is given, and he claimed that it is coming, a knowledge coming to him from Allah, proving that his knowledge is false, because here his knowledge is coming from where? That he's dying by poison. And look what it says here. It says he used to say. Used to say. It's not like one time. So he consistent repeating that this is how he is dying. He is in pain, very horrible pain, and he died by poison. So how will you say to me, Muhammad, he healed, but he cannot heal himself? When they say to Jesus, okay, you are the Son of God, okay, here we go, you are in the cross, help yourself. Christ, after they killed him, he came back from death. Help yourself? Sure, okay. Huh? Okay, we will kill you. Muhammad, he died, and nobody healed him. How he can heal others, but he cannot himself heal himself? The Quran confirmed that Jesus healed all kind of illness. All kind of illness. If we go in the Quran, we will find this. in chapter 3 verse number 49, it says the following: that Jesus, he did all those miracles, including creating a figure of a clay, and then he breathed into it, and then the clay will become a living bird. As you see, he breathed, I breathe, and breathe into it. Jesus, from the breath, from the breath of Jesus, life is giving. Not the breath of Allah. It is Jesus, according to the Quran, he breathed into it. How you can do that? What do you mean by you breathe? You see, here if Jesus, he made a figure of a mud, and he says, please Allah, please make him alive, that will make it miracle of Allah, not miracle of Jesus. The Muslim, they said to you, it says there by the leave of Allah, but this will not make any difference. It was Jesus who breathed into it. This is your claim that this is by the leave of Allah. If we have a high building built like 200 floor, you Muslim can claim that this is by the leave of Allah. Who care? But the fact, this is not by the leave of Allah. This is by having license from the city and getting company qualified to build such a building. You can claim whatever you want. You can claim that we went all the way to the moon by the leave of Allah, but this is not the fact. The fact is that there are scientists who were able to study and make it happen. What leave of Allah? However, don't forget the Quran says Allah, he challenged all man and jinn to go out of the zone of the earth, and you could not. Why? Because simply Allah will not allow you to get out without permission, and the permission only granted for the good believers and the Prophet specifically. You see, like we try to talk about one topic, but topic, you know, make us go into other topic, etc. And actually this is fine, because you know, this way there's things usually maybe I don't say or I not say for a while. It reminds you of things maybe, especially if you are new here, you did not hear me speaking before, etc. Let us see the verse. Now this website is really let us see. يا معشر الجن والإنس إن استطعتم أن تنفذوا من أقطار السماوات والأرض فانفذوا لا تنفذون إلا بسلطان. Okay, what does that mean? Read with me carefully. Chapter 55 verse number 33. You know what, let us save our time and read the interpretation, so the Muslim, they will not say he's giving you false interpretation. 55:33. Oh company of jinns. Jinn, by the way, Muslims believe in genie. Some naive Christians, doesn't matter how many times we repeat for them, they still think that genie are demon. Muslims do not believe in demons. Muslims believe in genie, and genie is not a spirit. Genie is a creature who have a body, he have a penis, he have an ass, he have a belly, he have a stomach, and even he can have sex with Muslim women. So please, Christians, stop copying words from the Muslims and applying it in your book. We have nothing to share. Genie are not demon. Now, O company of the jinn and the humans, if you are able to pass through the exist and confines of the region of the heaven and the earth, then pass though through. Okay, a commandment, challenge to them to what they are incapable of doing. Allah is challenging you to go out of the earth. You are incapable. Well, isn't it this is enough to prove that Muhammad is a scam? You will not be able to pass unless Allah allow you. Okay, but he is challenging them in the same time to do so. He is not saying I will give you the power. If you read more interpretation, you will see that this is only granted for prophets like Muhammad. He went to the 7-Eleven heaven in the top of a flying mule, beautiful mule. O company of the jinn, and if you have a power, if you are able to penetrate all, to break free from the regions of the heaven and the earth, okay, go and do it. Huh? Then break free and flee. Can you? Can you break free and flee? Allah challenging you. You will never do so. Do you see it? You will never. You will not be able to break free, save with the person and proof. Who is this one? Read more interpretation, you will see it is Muhammad or Isa, not you and me. Lord have mercy. I see someone saying I'm wrong. Wrong about what, my friend? There's a Muslim saying I'm wrong. Guys, I'm reading to you what is in the front of me. I didn't say anything from my own. Everything I say is coming from your books, as you see. This is your official. Okay, hold on. You know what? I will try to spoil you. I will try to spoil you. Chapter 55, verse number 33. What about we go to Ibn Kathir? What do you think? 55, 33. Just to make you happy, my friend. We showed you Jalalain, we showed you Ibn Abbas. Okay. Let us show you someone else. Read with me carefully, please. O assembly of jinn and men, if you are able to pass beyond the zones of the heaven and the earth, pass beyond them, but you will never be able to pass them except with authority from Allah. Meaning, you will never be able to escape Allah's orders and decrees, because it's composed whatever you between, you are under His command and you cannot get out. You will never be able to avoid a word of His rule and judgment over you. And then He says, illa bisultan, which with authority, meaning except with the approval of Allah. Okay, what does that mean? Where is your refuge to flee? Can you? You cannot flee. All right. And then he continue. And then the Quran says something more stupid. I wish Muhammad stopped there, but he don't. The more he speak, the more he do poo-poo. He says, if you try to go out of the earth, what Allah will do to you? Allah will shoot your ass with a flying fire from copper. If we go in the Quran, we will find this. Why Allah did not shoot the ass of the communists when they went to the moon or the space? يرسل عليكما شواظا من نار ونحاس. Okay. What is that? Same chapter 55, verse number 33. So if you try to escape the zone of the earth, if you try, just try, what Allah will do? Allah will shoot you in the ass. Oh, company of the jinn, however powerful, not the same, here we go. They will send against you both fire, flesh of a brass, and you will not escape. Isn't it this is enough to prove that Islam is a fiction? Isn't it enough this is for anyone have a little brain that Allah is a liar, is that exist? This is Muhammad. Muhammad never come to his mind that time will come and a human being will be able to go to the space. He can lie about a flying carpet, a flying mule, blah blah blah, but he never imagined. That's why he is making a very confirmed challenge that you cannot pass. And hold on, if you try to pass, Allah will shoot your ass with a flame of fire. Actually, Muhammad, he say that more and more in more verses in the Quran. If you read here as an example, it says, وَلَقَدْ زَيَّنَّا السَّمَاءَ الدُّنْيَا بِمَصَابِيحَ وَجَعَلْنَاهَا رُجُومًا لِلشَّيَاطِينِ. Okay, what does that mean? What is the purpose of having stars? Stars. There's two purposes. Chapter 67, verse number 5. The first purpose is a decoration, and we have from adorned in the lowest heaven with lamps, and we have made such lamps as missiles to drive away the evil ones. So here we go. We showed you how Allah challenged you to go out of the earth, and you are obviously evil for trying to do that. But if you try to do so, Allah will shoot you by a star. You will shoot a little tiny genie or a human by a star before he leave the earth. That's impossible. The only way to do it is to destroy the whole earth, because the star is so big. And as you see here, it says, we decorated the lowest heaven with the stars, lamps. Muhammad, he thought, for he is illiterate in intelligence, and stupidity is covering him, is showering him. He thought when you see a meteor coming down from the space, that is a star where Allah he hit the one who tried to escape, and now he put that in his Quran. Any Muslim have an objection? If you don't believe that this is the true meaning of what I'm saying, we can go and see the interpretation, chapter 67, verse number 5. And verily we beautified the world with heaven, with the first heaven, with lamps, with the stars, and we have made them, i.e. the stars, missiles for the devils, such that some of them become bewitched, and some are killed, with others are burnt. What? And for them, for the devils, we have prepared the hell after. What is that? This is what Islam did. And the Muslim, they say to you, Islam, Quran, and science. And they say to you, the Quran is a miracle itself. And it's very funny for many reasons. How the same verse in the Quran says Allah refrained from sending miracle, and the Quran itself is a miracle. He just said refrain. If the Quran is a miracle, you should not say we refrain, because by saying that sentence itself, by saying we refrain, you are making a miracle. It's like somebody, he is sitting in the toilet seat doing his poo-poo, and he say we refrain from doing poo-poo, but you are doing poo-poo at the moment you are doing it. There is a Muslim trying to call me. No, my Skype is not on, really. My Skype is off. I will not take calls unless I go back to the state, because I don't have really equipment for to transform the sound of Skype. And the other day we did it in with brother Amir, but for now I have just a little tablet I'm using for broadcast and a little phone to read the chat. But as you see, this is a very funny, very stupid religion. And the Muslims speaking of miracle, this is a miracle. This is a miracle of stupidity. That 1.5 billion, as Muslims claim to be, believe in such a garbage. that God will shoot the ass of Shaitan with the star, and Shaitan, he live in the earth, he's so small. Even Muhammad, he tied one of the so Shaitan to the column of the mosque. Muhammad, he said that Shaitan, he sleep in the nose of the Muslim. So you can imagine how small he is. So he's so small to the point he sleep in your nose and you don't even feel him, which means even a mosquito goes inside your nose, you will go crazy. You will feel it right away, and it's going to be very annoying, if not dangerous. How Shaitan sleep in my nose? And then you are going to use star to shoot Shaitan, who is smaller than a little tiny mosquito? To make it simple, all those who claim that Muhammad having miracles, they are going against the Quran. The Quran confirms clearly that Muhammad has no miracles. In the top of that, the Quran confirms that it's a book made by someone is so ignorant, someone he do not know neither the past neither the future, someone he think that meteor is God shooting real star at a little tiny devil in the size of less of a mosquito. Someone believe that God, he created the man from a sperm, and that the sperm stay in the belly of his mother for 40 days. Someone believe that the sperm is something coming from women and men, as we see in chapter 86 verse number 6 and 7, which is amazingly proven to us again and again that Muhammad cannot be a prophet of God. How in the world can you believe in such a garbage? Women have a sperm, and the sperm coming from her ribs. If you read verse number 6 and 7, that gushing fluid issued from between the loins of the man, the backbone of the man, and the ribs of the women. This is God talking? God saying that man, his sperm coming from the backbone, and women have a sperm coming from the ribs? I never heard that women have a sperm. Since when? Since Allah is stupid, since Muhammad is a false prophet, since the Abdul are going crazy. We do not need to be genius or to be so smart to know right away that this is a book written by an idiot. Officially, he called himself a prophet, but self-acclaimed prophet, who made prophecies come to be not true. And there's many tons of stories written long after Muhammad. They are not exist in the Quran, and they are fabricated of Muslims to speak of miracles. Because if miracles of Muhammad are cannot be found in the Quran, and the miracle of Jesus can be found in the Quran, and the miracle of Moses can be found in the Quran, and the miracles of many prophets according to the Quran are there, why the prophet of Islam, the founder of this cult, his miracles is the last to be found there? No answer, except that all is a fabrication. Stories written long after Muhammad about Muhammad. And this is what we find here. Guys, prayers immediately answered. Prayer of Muhammad immediately answer. Prayer of Muhammad immediately answer. Are you sure? Oh Lord have mercy. All right, let us see if the prayer of Muhammad is immediately answered from the Quran. Oh, I will type only one word. I just type maybe in Arabic. All of those is about maybe. All those verses Allah saying maybe. As an example, chapter 7 verse number 129. Muhammad is not sure if he will win against his enemies or not. So what Allah says to him according to Muhammad? Maybe. Maybe. Why? They said, we have had nothing but a trouble before it, it's okay. Then he says, it may be that your Lord will destroy your enemy. Who is talking here? Allah? What does that mean? Where is the guy who Allah answered his prayer immediately? Didn't Muhammad he pray to Allah for victory? I can show you tons of hadith Muhammad praying for Allah. Before every attack they pray for Allah. They pray for Allah even in the one they lost. But Allah says maybe. So how that can be? And we can show tons of verses like this about maybe. All those verses contain the word maybe. Maybe Allah will forgive them. Allah saying maybe Allah will forgive them. Why? You don't know the future? Oh, look at this. Chapter 17 verse number 8. It may be that your Lord may yet show mercy unto you. Or if you remember, just to make it simple, if you remember the story where Adam, he said to Allah, you made me make evil or do evil. You remember? You made me do evil. Where is the thing? Let us see. Here we go. They said, our Lord, have we wronged ourselves? If you forgive us, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and then he continued. Adam received word from his Lord. Adam said, oh Lord, didn't you create me with your own hands? He said, yes. He said, and blow life into me? He said, yes. And when I sneezed, you said, may Allah grant you his mercy. Allah said, may Allah grant you his mercy? Are you crazy? How he is Allah, and then he says, may Allah grant you his mercy. That's the most stupid statement ever. The one is talking is Allah. Allah, he said to Adam, may Allah grant you his mercy. Right? As you see, this book cannot stand little tiny examination. It's a stupid in every word, every mean. Not only Allah never answered Muhammad's prayer, even Allah did not even was able to keep his words. When Allah he said that 100 of you can win against 200. Sorry, 100 can win against 1,000. Allah could not keep his words, and the Muslim, they were disappointed of Allah. And then Allah, he have to change the numbers because he cannot keep his promise. Chapter 8 verse number 65 and 66, it says, O Prophet, rouse the believer to fight. If there is 20 amongst you patient and persevering, they will vanquish 200. If 100, they will vanquish 1,000. Okay, the poor people, they went to war and they've been screwed. So Allah have to change the number. So he said, oh, for now Allah enlighten your task because he find a weakness spot in you. So if there is 100 of you patient and persevering, they will vanquish 200. So from one fighting 10 and they will win, to one fighting 2 and they will win. What prayer are you talking about? If Allah is a true God, if he say one will fight 1 billion, he will win. That's it, he will win. He's God. If God is in my side, who is going to be against me? This is what the Bible said. If God is with me, who could be against me? And here we are talking about real war, not a metaphorical meaning. To the point he is even giving the numbers of the soldiers will fight in this fight, and what is required. One can fight against 10, 100 can fight 1,000. Allah could not keep it. He had to change because Muhammad, obviously he noticed that he is exaggerating too much to the point it does not make sense and is stupid. So he said, oh Allah, now he found that you have a weakness, so we are going to change the numbers. One can fight two. One can fight two. Now, guys, I scheduled another broadcast in a few hours from now, maybe around like 4 hours from now, 4 hours, maybe 10 minutes, something like this. I will do my best to do it. I scheduled it already, you know, because as I said, if I have like a quiet space to do that, I will do so. If not, then I will rechange the date maybe for tomorrow, just to let you know. So in 4 hours from now, about 4 hours from now, I will do my best to do the broadcast. But if many people show up and many people they are going to be around and a lot of noise, I will not be able to do it. So I want to say I will stop here in the moment, and we will continue in 4 hours from now. And the topic in 4 hours is going to be totally different. It's going to be about temptation of Allah, how he tempted the Muslims by women, sex, money, etc., and how it worked and how the belief of Islam work regarding this. It's going to be a very important topic, and most of the topic I do is an answer for you, for those who send me request. And I apologize, I cannot do all the requests. You know, I cannot, you know, like I can do one at a time. And if you see the text message I received, you will not believe it. You know, I open Skype, I find like 100 missing call, 50 texts, if not more, and same as email, same, etc. So it's a lot of people asking and one man doing. So I apologize if I could not do everything you guys asking for, but you are not forgotten when I can. If the topic has already been talking about, then please search for the video before. If not, I don't mind to make a video for sure, because this is what I love to do, to explain to people, to show them the truth, and the truth will set you free. By the wisdom of the Lord, we fight every ignorance, not the wisdom of the man. Me as a man, I speak no wisdom, but what God gave me as a gift. And the gift is that God, he ordered me to read the books, starting from the Bible, is ending with the evil ones, so we can fight the devil better. We study diseases not because we love diseases, but because we need to fight diseases. When a scientist or a doctor, he study cancer not because he like cancer, but he cannot fight it unless you know what cancer is. So this is exactly what we do. We are trying to help the Muslims. We are not against the Muslims. The Muslims are not my enemies. I hate no one. I will never hurt a Muslim, and I will do always my best to be a Christian or a Christian person who love everybody. And the second I feel I'm going away from this target, then I will not really even open my mouth, because then obviously it's not the Lord speaking within my tongue. God is about love, and he teach people to love each other. When Muhammad, he taught his followers to kill the Christians, the Jews, the Hindus, everybody, obviously this is not from God. God is all about love. And here love, I don't want to abuse it, because some people, some Christians, they abuse the word love. Loving someone does not mean you don't tell him the truth and you don't hurt his feeling. Loving someone, it doesn't mean your son is taking drugs and you say to him it's okay to take drugs because you're afraid to offend him. Loving someone is you saying things as it is, with no makeup, black and white. Don't put makeup. If you do so, you are a hypocrite person. You are no Christian. Don't speak to a Muslim, say to him, I respect your prophet. I don't respect his prophet. Don't say to a Muslim, I respect your religion. I don't respect his religion. How I can respect someone, he beat his wife, and say this is your religion, I respect it? That's me. I'm respecting the man beating his wife. I'm respecting the teaching of beating wives. How I can respect someone teach his followers to have sex with the children? That means I respect the child molesters. That means I respect the devil himself. So don't be hypocrite. If you do so, you are no Christian. Say it as it is. Whoever like to take it, take it. The one who don't want it, let him go. I do my best to tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. May the Lord bless you all, and see you again in a few hours from now. If I could, as I say, be with us, share the link with everybody. Christ is Lord, Islam is false, and see you soon again. Bye-bye.